Ladies and gentlemen, rest in peace to the Frenchman. Rest in peace. So, the theories of last week. Well, you know the title of this week's episode, and we thought all three of them were gonna go out. Nope, just one of them. Just one of them. Yes, but rest in peace, Frenchie, to the Frenchman. I met him a while ago. Great guy, great character, and R.I.P. You have served us well, to the Frenchman. But yes, this is a review for The Boys, episode 7 of the final season, season 5. Guys, we are almost there. One more episode.
Yeah,
and
now
we're actually making some big heavy hitters. First episode of the season, we took A-Train out. But in this season, and we last episode they took out Black Noir number 2, and then now in this one they took one of our own, the boys. They took Frenchie. Who's next? Only time will tell. But J King, what was just your thoughts? Because there's a lot that happened in this episode.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, for a penultimate episode, they definitely have made us anticipate where on earth this finale could go, because this could literally go in so many directions, especially now that we feel like this really won't resemble, for the most part, how the comic ended with the boys. Again, not even just Frenchie's death, but the president of the United States is also dead. We got the imagery of Homelander in the White House, and he killed the president, which now makes Ashley the president of the United States by default. And she's also losing her shit because she and Back Ashley are in a disagreement. Back Ashley wants to stop him. Ashley just wants to keep her head down in the sand. And not only that, it's just so much. I mean, hell, Gen V, Marie and Jordan are also back in this episode. Finally.
I told y'all, listen, as of, again, today, that the show has been canceled, and they said, hey, you'll see them very soon, and here they are. So we see Marie and Jordan. Yeah. So, and hey, we might see Marie in next week's episode. We have no clue, probably, because who else? Damn it, is gonna. She got. I've been seeing you guys' comments on our last video. Thank you guys for engaging the chat and everything. But yes, there is V1 in his system, and the only person that can actually maybe get that out of him is either with Kimiko, but now with trying to recreate what happened with Soldier Boy to happen with her, which could be successful, but also may be dangerous, be a waste of time. Who knows? But Marie, who also again is able to manipulate blood. She's a blood bender. So again, that includes any soup, and yes, she, along with Homelander, were the only ones that really could survive the compound V that they got, even though it wasn't V1, but now Homelander is juiced up with V1. Now, part of me, I don't know. I guess because of the fact that Homelander was able to subdue Soldier Boy later on in the episode, which we'll talk about. That kind of this episode exemplified his new strength. Other than him just killing the president, I really don't get a sense of what's different about him, other than that he just you know what I mean? Juiced up. What's different about this Homelander now, right? Other than now he just killed the president and he's sitting in the chair and then he subdued Soldier Boy. Not much really, but I think they're saving it for this week's for next week's episode for the finale. But I want to talk about that Soldier Boy, him just saying, hey, I did my part, I'm out. And he just saying, hey, I just want to get out of here. Wait, you want to get away from what? I'm done. And then much as Homelander is trying to create this whole amusement park for him and everything, he's like, bro, you are not God. If and basically call out his BS. And then Homelander, he couldn't take it, so he had to subdue him because he didn't want him to leave. Now I think that might bite him in next week's episode, because I don't see, there's no continuation to me of Soldier Boy after this show ends, other than the prequel series about Rising. So there gotta be some type of wrapping up here. But now we got at least several candidates here. We got Marie, we got Soldier Boy, we got Kimiko, we got Ryan as well. Ryan was not here at all in this episode. So yeah, there's gonna need some explanation going on here about how we're actually going to resolve this. But as we're getting to the end of this conflict, we see Homelander is now reaching to his new idea of him being the new Messiah, and with this freaking commercial, ridiculous propaganda. But then also trying to get people, his supporters, actually believe, hey, no, I'm God, right? Like, yeah, sure. Like, you don't generally believe that, but yet it shows the manipulation, even though they're using telepath to check to see who's lying and who's actually for the cause, quote quote. Um, but also to see the all father, to fall for this and actually push this agenda, knowing that is BS, and then just kind of just consuming that ideal, and then the supporters who actually generally like Homelander, but then like, you're not God though, and it's like that's the line. It's like, no. We need full on devotion here, right? He said there's no room for heresy. That's what he said, and they start trying to kill him and all that stuff. But what was your thoughts in terms of, I guess, like with the now taking this Homelander Messiah, mentality and this propaganda to a whole new level, not just with commercials, but actually swaying people. And if they don't, we're killing them.
I mean, I don't think any of us are really surprised because it's like this. We've known for a very long time, since seasons ago, that there are two things that Homelander wants. He wants people to love him unconditionally, or he wants people to fear him so that it's easier for him to kill them. Like and in terms of, especially now, that the fact that he has the V1 in his system, and the fact that outside of the forces that could remove it, until they do, the fact that he could indeed, that he technically is immortal, he's like, oh, this is all, like, he is literally like a kid trying to do everything for the approval of some mysterious force, whether that be Soldier Boy or the ghost of Madeline Stillwell. He is just trying so hard to be loved. And it's really showing to the fact that he's just like, I will accept nothing other than your love. And if you are fearful of me, well, then you know what I can do to you. So let's not even play these games. And again, the fact that he literally had Father make these people see his bullshit, like, campaign of like, oh, I'm being handed, the reins from Jesus himself to, in a sense, usher in the new era. He chose me. I am the new God and all that stuff. Just to, in a sense, basically be like, okay, you people, you believe in me, you're good to go. You that don't, you got one more chance. Otherwise, out of here. I mean, hell, who knows how that's going to go for next episode, especially if they go back to the Democratic Church of America again. Art imitating life, as our friend Phil would say. It's just crazy when you think about it. But I mean, I'm not surprised. We've known Homelander's been mentally crazy and mentally ill for like a very long time. It's just a question of like, what's going to be the thing that has him breaking down? Sort of like, and again, we compare this a lot to Daredevil Born Again. What's going to make him have his moment like where Kingpin in the finale, where he just broke down? When is that going to come? And what will be the cause of that? Will it be a character we know, or will it just be a breaking point of everyone in the world hating his ass?
Right. Yeah, we don't. And again, to the far extent of how like it really is, again, it's idolatry in it, but it's showing, which like we saw with the previous episode with with Firecracker and everything, like it's showing the corruption, and now we're taking to the masses. Like, people are not gonna be swayed by this, but it's now like some people are, because there were people that still like generally believed it. But it took it to a whole new level here. But even with all his supporters, he got other people that still trying to feed his BS, and then it was like, okay, once I'm done with you, it's gone. Hey, Deep, you're fired. By the way, I'm just paying the 7.
He abolished the 7, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, he even made the joke like, look, we haven't had 7 people in the 7 for a very long time. It's been a running joke. Let's just cut it at this point. And I'm like, which we'll get to when we talk about the Deep, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and when we see the Deep, now in his own personal life, after what he did with the oil ring and everything, it's like the fishes, they know, the sea knows, the sea remembers. And we have, like, again, to me, this is the funniest scene of the Deep ever. And aside from the octopus and everything from Hero Gasm and all that, whatever, but we have a hammerhead shark voiced by a familiar
By
person, Samuel L. Jackson.
freaking Samuel.
Um,
Like, I swear to y'all, when I realized who that voice was, I was like, you've got to be shitting me. But nope, that's straight up Samuel L. Jackson swearing like a sailor as a fish to the
if
deep.
you ever come to any water, any pool, even in a puddle, we're gonna kill you, bitch ass.
Bitch ass.
Yeah. Remember March 15th, motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's just like that to me. Where, hey, how would he go out officially? If that way is by his own, thief, animal, creatures and everything, like where it's like shark or whatever that might be to kill him. Hey, I'm okay with that. I really want Starlight to kill him, but we really should have gotten that in season 4, to be honest with you. But aside from that, yeah, he needs to die. And I think he's gonna die by his own demise and everything. Now the fact that it's even recorded that he didn't help somebody when they were drowning in water, but I thought that was funny, but it was realistic how much of a bitch he is. Led to that point when he had nothing left. But I want to talk to you also the conflict with Sister Sage. She's beat herself up because she's like, hey, I didn't predict this and stuff. And then Frenchie's just like, hey, listen, get your mess together. Like, it's human beings. We're going to do the unpredictable thing, but you're Sister Sage. You're the smartest person, whatever. So let's get, and we're not going to be able to help out Kimiko and do this stuff without your help. And so, yeah, she's like watching Love Island and all that and everything, self-loathing in her little, cave and stuff like that. But as we see Butcher and Huey, they're trying to basically get in and see what's going on with these telepathic soups, trying to again get these viewers or these people to actually believe Homelander's God, and they get captured. But then we see now the psychology of Butcher as he has alter ego basically manifest into whoever the telepath is, and then kind of interrogating Huey and everything like that. But to me, after how this conflict resolved, I don't know if he still has that bad side to himself now that he basically faced it and is not a secret anymore because Huey saw it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think Butcher's in mental insanity, if that makes sense, of where he is in terms of actually being straight on villain, or actually no, this is Butcher just dealing with demons and stuff. But like, because we saw that scene of him in episode 1 with his father, and it just cut away, and we had never even addressed it. No one even knows about it other than us, the viewer. So it just, I don't know if that conflict of him now with Jeffrey D. Morgan, that character is now kind of basically resolved. It's not like another alter ego possessing. It's just Butcher himself.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. What was your thoughts on that?
I mean, first off, I think that was probably because I was like the entire season, I'm like, wait a minute, the way that the last season ended with him basically driving away, and in a sense, it felt like the Jeffrey D. Morgan personality had taken control, and then boom, he shows up this season and he's regular Butcher. I mean, yeah, he's giving into his dark tendencies, but like even more so than before. But it was just like, really nothing. But the fact that they waited till this moment to bring Jeffrey D. Morgan back, basically being, well, not really the possessed version, but more so the mind psychic posing as him while using the memories that he has found within Butcher from both the parasite and from when he actually knew the real dude back during war. I think that was probably the best way to utilize and also finish off that character storyline of like, when it comes to Butcher, he's willing to do everything, and even if it means sacrificing people. Especially when you look at the past couple episodes, and it's like he even says to Huey, when Huey is starting to like, lose hope because, Homelander got the V1, what's the point? And he's like, look, even if I have to drag your broken carcass across that finish line, we're going till the job's done. Like, I am willing to go all out through this. But then you also see other sides, like, going back to that episode where Firecracker died. Small, and I don't even think we mentioned in that video, but it's just like small little moments where it's like, he acts like he doesn't have any compassion or doesn't care or, all that stuff. But then there are moments where, say, like with Terror, which first off, RIP to the actual dog that played Terror, having died in real life, but also just the fact of like, he has those moments of compassion where it's like he cares about Huey and he cares about the others. He wants them to actually live, even if he doesn't. I mean, hell, there's even a moment where Huey brings back up a conversation they had, I believe, like last season or 2 seasons ago, where it's like, oh, if we make it through this, we're going to that bar that you and Lenny wanted to go to,
Yeah.
a while back. If we make it through this, we'll get to go do that once we're all done with everything, which Huey probably will. Butcher, most likely not. But, it's just those small moments that it's like Butcher can act like a hard ass as best as he can. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he does actually care about Huey and MM and Starlight and Kimiko and Frenchie. I mean, hell, I think when you even look at Frenchie's death and you look at Butcher's face, like that tore him apart, because it's like not only did he know this guy well before the start of the season, like that was his friend. That was actually his friend, despite the fact that he was a bitch to him in multiple cases about him being him or him with Kimiko. He actually cares, even though he tries his best to not look like it, to look like, the action hero. Funny enough, Johnny Cage and all that stuff. But still, it's like he tries his best to act like that. But at the end of the day, it's like when you really look back at a few of these moments, it's like, yeah, no. He may have that darkness that the Jeffrey D. Morgan personality tried to insinuate, but I think at this point, even if it's still there, he's more so like, I'm willing to get the job done. But if I can save my friends, even if I don't make it, then that's the sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
Yeah, because I don't like I will say, like at the end of this episode, again, the now the fracture of the boys, the team is disrupted because of that interaction. They were able to get intel, knowing where Kimiko, Sister Sage, and Frenchie are, and basically Homelander shows up, and as we saw with that little cage of uranium, or whatever you want to call it, basically Frenchie sacrificed himself to save Kimiko and Sage because they were hiding in a zinc vault and everything, and then basically Frenchie lured him into the cage with uranium. Now we actually didn't see the actual conflict or like what he do, the laser and whatever. All we knew that, afterwards he got out, walked away, and flew away, and then Kimiko and Sister Sage try to find him, and they fall a full drag of blood, and we see Frenchie's body there, barely hang on to his last breath. And I thought this is one of the first times where a death of the boys is happening that's against the comics, and I'm glad that we had this death and not the death we got in the comics, because this seems more real and raw. Even to sense that if some characters survive but still just deal with the burden and memory of losing a friend or losing a lover and stuff like that, that's fine. But we didn't have to actually kill them in a bomb, and just like, oh, we died in an accident, we actually didn't know what happened. No, I did this and I chose to do this. But I thought it was a good emotional death. But now what does it leave the team now that we got Sister Sage actively trying to help Kimiko? Will she actually succeed and have the powers of Soldier Boy? But at the same time, Soldier Boy is still alive. He's now in the cryo chamber. Once you're done with Homelander, what's next? That's the part that I'm intrigued to see. And whether it's going to be a full-on slaughter, who knows? But I'm here for it. The last episode is going to be airing in theaters early. In the following week.
They gave him the 40x treatment too.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very climactic finale. And so honestly, I don't really want to have any expectations other than just honestly see what that ending of the boys in the comics is like, where they're going to go. Like, how are they going to actually defeat Homelander? And where this conflict is put at rest. And then even then, after Homelander is dead, that's what I'm also intrigued with. Where's the ending? That's who knows? Because also none of these people, like, at least remember in the comics, the reason why Butcher did what he did was because all of them had Compound V in their system, you know, or at least
Hmm.
they had some form of, soup injection, whatever, strength and everything. But it's like, no, the only person is either Kimiko and Starlight, you know, and now you got Sister
Hmm.
Sage now joining the fray. So I don't know. I generally do not know. I think Sister Sage knows now that she's getting out of her self-loathing. So again, I'm not here trying to predict. I think Marie hopefully can do so. I hope Marie doesn't die. But you know,
Yeah, I look. That would who knows? Because it's like at the time of this recording, we haven't seen the finale. We do not know
no,
where this is going. So
no.
this could literally go anywhere. And we are both excited to see and also terrified because again, this is the end of this series. Like literally, like I will also say, like, I'm glad that they didn't necessarily do Frenchie's death from the comics, and it's like it looks like Kimiko will get to live, especially with that conversation he was having earlier of like, oh, I even saw this rescue dog that we could, get if we, make it out of here, which Kimiko will definitely get, but Frenchie,
Yeah.
no. And then it's like Sage, who knows if she lives. I mean, Frenchie, in a sense, also helped her get through the emotions of what happened with Thomas Godolkin, back in Gen V season 2, in a sense. So she could live, maybe find a new lease on life and actually try to enjoy it instead of treating everyone like like an annoyance. Who knows if Ashley's actually going to contribute something and actually grow a spine? Because she told Back Ashley to shut up, and Back Ashley's like, okay, you'll never hear from me again. But who knows where that goes? If survives, if Butcher, if Huey. I mean, we know the Deep ain't staying. The Deep has to die next episode. That is something I will not accept if he fucking lives. I'm just gonna say that. But in terms of the boys, it could go anywhere. I think Kimiko is safe. I think Huey is safe, and maybe Starlight. But in terms of the rest, this is all up in the air at this point. So I think it's just time we just wait and see what Kripke has for us.
Yeah, and either way, I still think this is going to be a really good season, just to end off on a high note. But again, all of it, stands on this final episode. Are they going to Game of Thrones us? Are they going to Stranger Thing us? Who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell. We got one more week, and the wait is about to be over. Anyway, make sure to hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Let us know your thoughts on the boys. Second to last episode of the final season, episode 7 of season 5 of The Boys on Prime Video. We'll be back next week for the final, ending this whole thing off. Again, don't be sad that it's gone. Be happy that it existed in the first place. But yep, we'll see you guys next video. Peace.